1978 there, Sticks with Blue Collar Man, the original 70s soundtrack. I'm Alan Barnes Sue Steward here on my right.
Hello.
And we have live on the phone with us Mr. Merrill Osmond. How you doing tonight, Merrill?
Hello, my old friend. How you doing?
We're doing fantastic here tonight. Where are you calling us in for? Where are you calling from tonight?
I'm actually calling from a little condo that I own up here in Sandy, Utah.
Oh, okay. So you're what, a couple hours behind us?
Yeah, probably. What time is it there? It's about 8:30 here.
Yeah, it's 10:30 here and it's 2:30 in the UK. I was telling you we had a lot of UK listeners that have decided to stay up. They're very excited.
I have some of the most loyal and dedicated friends over there. So whoever is listening, I love you.
And Merrill, we're going to put you to work for us right away there, buddy. Back when you did our show the first time, you were our first guy through, and we never even thought through getting celebrity bumpers. And since then, since you did our show, as a matter of fact, we did like 21 or 22 celebrity interviews. I mean, some great, great people came through the show, and we always thought we never did go back. We missed you, and we missed Davy Jones, which sadly, that opportunity was lost to us there when Davy Jones passed, because he was always going to come back and do the show. So we're going to take that loss, and we were like, well, we never got a Merrill celebrity bumper. Can we get you to give us a quickie?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is. You want me to just make
Yep.
something up?
Yeah, just about the original 70s soundtrack.
I'm sorry, about the what normal soundtrack?
The original 70s soundtrack is the name. We just usually get something that says, hi, everybody, this is Merrill Osmond, and you're listening to the original 70s soundtrack.
Hi, everybody. This is Merrill Osmond, and you're listening to the original 70s soundtrack.
Awesome. You're one take, just like Tommy James. Well, of course, that's one take Osmond. We should have known that, right?
Yeah.
You know, Davy Jones is a good friend of mine, and I'll tell you, he was the most humble, gracious guy I'd ever met in a long time. It's a great loss.
Yeah, he was like our second guy. He came in right after you, or I think maybe third after KC. Is that right, Sue?
Yeah. That was right.
Okay, Sue is in here too. Sue wants to say hi.
Hi, Merrill. How are you?
So how are you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Oh, hey, you're so welcome. I just appreciated the first time we had a chat.
Yeah. Well, the last time you called.
Do this, and you guys seem to have a way of pulling out things out of me that nobody else knows how to do. So I thought it'd be fun.
It is a lot of fun. The last time you called, it was my very first show with Alan as co-host, and I was so nervous I didn't even talk to you.
Yeah, it was like she wasn't even there.
Doing great. You got millions of followers now. I think it's wonderful.
Thank you.
I think, and we thank you for being so good about coming back on the show with us. It's funny. We were just talking earlier. We've had other people that do the show that had books out. Tommy James had a book out and did the show. Rick Springfield had a book out and did the show. Who else? Gordon Gebert, which is a rock and roll author. Of course, he had several books out. But this is different. Merrill, you've got a book out, and what's different and cool about this is not the normal. This is not like a celebrity bio. This is actually a novel.
It is. It's a fiction. I've written a couple other books. I had one called Let the Reason Be Love, which is more about my life and some of the drama and the problems and the fun times I've had. Another one was called The Plan, based on the album that we did. But this one is very, very different. I've had so many experiences in my life, Alan, that are hard to explain, and especially they're hard to try to put across because they are very, very special to me, and they come in ways that are just not your normal way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And people, if you don't speak to the right kind of a person, they'll think you're some kind of a kook.
Right.
I've had some incredibly spiritual experiences, and I thought what I would do, and I did it. It's taken about a year. I had a great writer with me, Shirley Baum, that's been working with me for a year, taking all of the stories, all of the messages, all of the concepts that would lead to a specific closing that is, I don't want to give away over the air. You got to read the book.
Okay.
It really does tell a very interesting story. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, because it was when we started doing a little bit of the reading on it, just the fact that, and I guess it's really sort of like visions and things that you had sort of seen, but she fictionalized it and sort of set it against the story of this younger man having these sort of, is it fair to say, prophetic visions?
Yeah, it also talks about how this young man that went through his life, because of some special gifts that he might have had. A lot of people did make fun of him over time. He had bullies after him. And, he just saw things and knew things. And some things happened that absolutely he had a vision of. And as people got to know him, a lot of people took advantage of that for personal gain. And the guy decided to go into a hermit type kind of a lifestyle and get away from all of it. But people haunted him and wanted more of what he was able to give them from his gifts.
Right.
But
that
the whole story is about that young little man and what ended up being a real blessing for those who got to know him, and a blessing for him for having gone through so many trials and experiences that led him to where he ended up.
Right. Well, it's so the creative process for this is basically did you sort of just work with her going back and forth, or did you basically just tell her the things that you saw and then she just totally took it and ran from it, or how collaborative was that process?
Well, what I did, I've kept a journal and a record of specific things that were very sacred to me over years and years and years, just boxes and boxes. I sat down with her because she has that same gift of being able to see through what it is you're trying to say.
Right,
There's
the sensibility.
that I have written, I write in parable form, because if I wrote it exactly the way I saw it, and if someone read it, they would want to question me for a million years.
Sure.
So I sat down with her. We went through a lot of these experiences, and we picked out certain things that would cause the book to flow.
Right.
But she was just a wonderful friend. We're even talking about the next book now. So,
I love the title and the cover as well, and I think part of the focus of the cover is that red door, and not to be a spoiler for the book, but I think that is a sort of a central thesis and at least a symbol that comes up in the book, and I love the whole. It's got a nice feel, and the release date is soon, I think.
Yeah, the red door has been something over the years that has never gone away in the dreams.
Right.
I know something about that is very, very personal and sacred to me. But at the end of the book, those who are reading it, that will read it, will finally end up getting what it is I'm trying to say. So I know it sounds a little bit of a mystery.
But you want them to lean in a little bit. Sure.
What's that?
You sort of want your readers to lean in a little bit, and you don't want to spoil it all for them.
Well, I think this too. Anyone who reads this will probably get to know me a lot better than they do. I'm a pretty deep thinker.
Right.
I'm very visionary.
I like your blog. Yeah, I've seen a lot of your writings on the blog and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just have been this way since I was a kid. I probably ought to go on one of those UFO shows.
Well, I'm kind of the same way. It's just, I just a little bit afraid if I share too many of those thoughts that the guys with the nets and the white suits and the windowless vans are going to come take me away. So I tend to filter I filter like 90% of what goes through my brain. Every once in a while, I'll still transmit something on Facebook that manages to make people question who I am.
Well, the visionaries out there that might be listening to me will understand when I say the dimensions in which we see things are based on where we are in our lives at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The process of becoming enlightened, it really does take a lot of effort and a lot of study and a lot of deep thinking. And so as you read the book, if you read a book with a dimensional perspective, you'll probably end up getting a lot more out of it than just reading it as just a fictional novel.
Sure. What?
So,
And I think there was some confusion I saw on Facebook with the actual release date. Is it a different release date for the UK than it is in the United States?
yeah, it's sort of weird, because the official release date is on the 29th. And the reason why we wanted the 29th is because we're going to give away a lot of freebies. And also, obvious reason is that if we can get everybody buying it on the 29th, it's going to shoot up the book all the way to as high as we can get it. And just like with the ratings of a record.
Sure.
So it's the same idea with the book.
Yeah,
so
you want a chart.
If we can get people to order it off Amazon.com, then it actually really, really does benefit the whole process.
Oh, sure, yeah, because it sort of self-perpetuates itself as far as marketing. And speaking of, cool.
But those loyal fans, they seem to know how to cut through all the chase and go directly to where it has to get done, and they do it before. So more power to you out there.
The pre-orders help bump the first week numbers too. And speaking of numbers, you guys just pulled a UK tour, and you came home, and I watched your progress on the tour, and I gotta say, from here, I just kept, and I know you were thinking as you're going through each, and that's what you should have been in your mind through each gig, thinking this could be the last one. Talk to your UK fans a little bit about what that experience was like, and how the crowds received you guys.
Well, first of all, the first tour where we all came out together, including Donnie and Marie, was something that there's no way in the world, unless you're on that stage with us, that you could even imagine what we were watching.
Right.
Everyone was singing the songs. Everyone was moving and dancing. The tour that we just came off of, just with the brothers, we just with Jay and Jimmy and myself, was probably the most moving and emotional tour that I personally have ever been on, because selling over 200,000 tickets to begin with,
right,
and everything sold out, and being able to sing the songs that made the arguments what they were, and having the fans, yell out songs, things like that, it made it more personal. Just, blasting away every song you want to sing. So we walked away from this last tour so happy and so contented. To be honest with you, and everybody listening, that were wondering why we said there won't be any more tours, because a miracle occurred here just about a month ago. I was told I had colon cancer, and dementia was starting to form. And I was told I needed to start fading away and getting out of the limelight. And, I am the lead singer, and it would be very difficult to start doing any more tours. But just a week ago, and after the biopsy, and looking at the blood levels in my body,
the PSAs, yeah.
The doctors came back and said, we can't find one trace of anything that we had seen months ago. And so I can honestly say that it's a God thing. I don't. No one knows how to figure it out, but I don't have cancer, and I do not have dementia.
Good.
I have been completely healed from anything that would now stop me from doing what I want to do.
Well, Merrill, I got to say, when you're putting that stage together just recently in the pictures on Facebook, what did I tell you about your back? Did you see the comments? I know you did. Watch your back. You scared me with the back and the lifting and all that there, brother.
Yeah.
I was, because I remember the problems you've had with your back, and I was like, no, Merrill, don't. Lift with your legs. Bend your knees.
I know. I mean, I'm probably worth a lot more money inside my body than I'm outside my
body.
I have platinum and gold and silver bars everywhere to hold my back up. But, even with that, I can probably outrun and outdance a lot of young kids, because I'm I'm the $1 billion man now.
And I love seeing you actually put your hands on the stage that there. It looked like it was a really good cause there. And it's just refreshing to see somebody. But yeah, I was watching your form there on every photo. I was trying to, from a back injury standpoint, as a former back sufferer myself, I was scared for you. I was like, no, Merrill, lift with the legs.
Oh, did you see me jump out of the airplane?
I did. That was pretty cool. Was that a local television there in Utah station that did that with you guys?
Yeah. 2,000 feet, never jumped out of a plane before. And let me tell you, it was one interesting experience, let me tell you.
I don't know if I could do that.
Someday I'll tell you. But personally, what happened to me, I don't think I could say it on the air right now. But I'll tell you, it got my attention.
Oh no. Oh no. We'll fill in the blanks later for you there. But I tell you,
Right.
well, Merrill, I think it's awesome that you've got a book out, and thank you so much for coming back and joining us on the show. I like now if you can if next time you see Jay, we were dealing with we were dealing with a female that was his personal assistant. I can't remember her name. She was wonderful, Terry, I think. With her, yeah. Yeah, sure. And when he had a book out, we were trying to get him to do our show because his book was more of a little bit of a sort of an inside look at the Osmond brothers. So next time you see him, and we know you will, just tell him, say, hey, he should really do our show because we still would love to talk to him about the book.
I'll call him right after I hang up with you.
Wonderful. Sue, do you have anything there?
Well, I was wondering what you're getting ready to leave for the UK in the morning?
Yeah. We get up at 5:30 in the morning, and we'll be on a 9:30 flight over to see you guys.
Wow. Cool. They're looking
Fantastic.
forward to seeing you.
Cool.
We're going to be doing a big gala to help the hearing impaired. My son is the founder of a wonderful charity that raises money to help put hearing aids on kids who can't hear.
That's amazing. And I got to tell you, ever since we did that interview with you, I think the last name Osmond is probably the most common name of friends. I mean, from all the kids and their wives and stuff, still personal Facebook friends on Facebook, and just wonderful people.
Well, you know something, Elvis Presley, and I'm not just dropping a name here because he was my friend, but
Thank you very
one
much.
thing he said, and this was years ago, obviously, but he said the day when your fans start bringing their kids to the show, then you'll know you're past the generation gap. And, you know, even though I'm 59 years old, I feel like I'm 30 today.
Sure.
And I'm ready to start rocking and rolling. And
That's good news.
kids, and we're really, really seeing a major increase in the ages that are coming to the concerts. It's like a retro. It's like a following that we just can't quite comprehend, but we're so humbled as
Right.
the Osmonds to see that is still possible.
How's Wayne doing? Do you think he's got another tour or two in him? Is he feeling pretty good?
Bless his heart, no, Wayne's finished. You know, when he had the stroke, it took him down.
Oh, I didn't know it.
I talked to him a couple of days ago.
Okay, yeah, he still does the jokes on Facebook. I love his traditional sense of humor there, but it's just so Wayne.
Yeah, he'll never change. He's got the best attitude. But I talked to him, and he's over. It's over. But his legacy will never be over. You know, Crazy Horses, to Hold It Tight,
Right.
all of the real rockers. Wayne was the one that started it all that off. So, you know, we're missing him greatly. But he's enjoying his life, and
Good.
he's having a lot of peaceful moments right now.
Yeah, he does, and he keeps us all entertained. Like I say, he'll get on a roll there for a little while with the Poconos humor there. I can see him in the Velvet Tux doing two shows a night. Wayne Osmond on stage, keep you in stitches.
Yeah,
Yeah, he misses calling
Right.
there.
that's right.
Well,
And
Merrill,
all the prayers that went around for him around the world were just unbelievable.
I bet so. Yeah, and like I said, I didn't even know that was anything going on. So that just tells you how fully he's living his life for all of his fans. Well, Merrill, thank you so much for calling in tonight. That book again is Faith, Hope, and Gravity. I think is it safe to say that it's released on all the major platforms? It's Amazon, it's Barnes and Noble, the whole nine.
Yeah, I think it's across the board, but Amazon.com and UK.com. I think those are the two biggies that are really pushing it right now.
Wonderful.
So if you really want to help me make that book, push it up there, order it on the 29th. It would be a real blessing.
That would be awesome. Plus, it's a blessing for the listeners, too. They get the free stuff as well.
You better believe it.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
The last time you were on here, just before you get off, we did say we were going to write that song together. I'm still going to hold you to that. I've got some ideas.
Right.
I was working on some lyrics tonight.
I'll be there, obviously, and you and I just take 10 minutes, get in the corner and write it.
I'll shoot you some chord changes, and we'll start from there because we know we do the music first. All right, you take care, Merrill. Thank you so much for calling our show.
Thank you too.
All right.
Thank you, everybody out there listening. Now you can go to bed.
Oh, yeah, the UK people, it's a bank holiday. They've not got to work, but maybe they'll get some sleep now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right,
Thanks.
bye, Merrill. All right, that was awesome. That was Merrill Osmond. We're going to pay some bills. We're almost out of time here. Actually, what we'll do is, rather than pay the bills, because we are the bosses here, we're going to get right back into the Geek Check. And the last Geek Check of the night, tell them the rules on the Geek Check, Sue.
If you like this song, then you are a